Hello, good afternoon. My name is Modest. Today I'll be taking us on how to create sales invoice in Sage 50. All right, how to create sales invoice in Sage 50. But before I continue, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. So this afternoon, I'll be taking us on how to create sales invoice, and after we finish creating the sales invoice, I'm also going to show us how to receive payment that are being made for a particular invoice. Okay, so there are just a few steps ahead of us. The first step is to go to task. So this is a Sage 50 interface, the work environment. So this is how it looks like. So to create sales invoice, the first step is to go to task. You click on task on the menu bar. Okay, you have this list of options. So the next thing is to click on sales stroke invoicing. Sales stroke invoicing is a second item on the list. So when we click on sales stroke invoicing, a dialog box will appear. All right. When a dialog box appear, you would see different um, options. So the first thing to do here is to select the customer that you want to raise invoice for. All right. So just right here where you have your customer ID, okay, so you can just tap on the search icon and the list of customers that exist would do what? Would show up. So you're now going to select the customer that you want to raise invoice for. Let's say we want to raise invoice for Caravana Lounge. Okay, Caravana Lounge. Then we'll click on Caravana Lounge. So now after that, the next thing is to select the dates. By the right hand side, you see the dates. So you select the dates. Let's say okay, this is 2024. So we want to select, um, today's date is 16th. All right. After you select the date is important so that whenever you want to recall this transaction, you'll be able to trace it by the date or probably the invoice number. So the next thing to enter is the invoice number. The invoice number is very, very important. So because when it gets to the point where we need to receive payments from this customer, we want to receive it based on the invoice that have been raised. And if in the process of raising invoice for this customer, we did not enter an invoice number, there is no way we would collect money based on this invoice. All right, so there can be other means we could utilize to collect the money. However, this is um this is very important. There is a need to put the invoice number. Let's call this invoice number 15. All right, so after we have entered the invoice number, don't forget you enter the customer name, you enter the date, you enter the invoice number. Once you have done that, the next line of action is to select the quantity. So this dialog box can be maximized, such as this, and it can be minimized. All right. So I choose to maximize it so we can see the full screen. So now you need to enter the quantity. What are we raising invoice? Let's say 30 pieces of. The next column is the item. Once you click on that search icon, the list of items that we are selling would show up. So let's say I'm selling Jack Daniels, which is a wine, a brand of wine, right? And you are going to select it. As soon as you select it, the unit price is supposed to show up, but unfortunately, the unit price for Jack Daniels is not showing up. What could be the reason? It's because at the point of creating Jack Daniels as an inventory, they did not impute the unit price, the unit selling price for it. All right. So, but I want us to look for an item so in such a situation, because there might not be time for us to be going to create unit price. Once we know the unit price right here, we can just type, okay, let's say we are selling Jack Daniel for 25,000 naira. We just type at unit price, then it will multiply itself. Do you understand? So we can now raise another item. Let's say we want to also sell 30 pieces of Amarula. Amarula is also a brand. Can you see that in this case, Amarula came out, the unit price for Amarula came out automatically? This is because it was entered, it was created as at the point of creating this inventory or as at the point of purchase. All right, the item selling price was imputed. So let's sell one more thing to Caravana. Let's do 30 pieces of, what should we sell again? Let's sell J&W. J&W is also a brand of wine. You can see that in this case as well, 75,000 naira came out automatically as a unit price. So that has multiplied to give us the total what is total selling price. So the invoice amount now is this. When you look down here, you will see the total invoice amount. The total invoice amount is 3,180,000 naira. So after you have done this, the next thing is to click on save. So once you click on save, it saves. However, it brings an option of this transaction will cause the customer's balance to go over the credit limit by 9.7. So you just need to click on yes, I agree. Do you want to continue? Yes, continue. So once you click on yes, it saves automatically. All right, it saves automatically. So if you want to check if truly this invoice that you have raised has been saved, you can come to this menu bar. You can see list here. So just click on list. When you click on list, it's going to bring the list of invoices that have been raised. All right, the list of invoices that have been raised. So in this case, what do we have? We see Caravana Lounge. When you double tap it, it's going to take us back to the invoice that was raised. All right, so that is for that. And also, we need to see how we can collect payment that has been made on a particular invoice. Remember, we raised invoice for Caravana Lounge. Okay, so let's say Caravana Lounge wants to make payments and or has made payment into the bank account, and there is need to record it into the software. So we can go to task. So when you go to tax, you go to receipts. When you click on receipts, a dialog box will appear. So when this dialog box appear, the first thing you need to do is to go and select the customer. Who is the customer in this regard? The customer is Caravana Lounge. As soon as we click on Caravana Lounge, every debt, every outstanding that Caravana Lounge is owing us will drop. Let's see it. So when I click on Caravana Lounge, can you see that all the invoices that have been raised in favor of Caravana Lounge, they have dropped. So I will just need to enter a reference number. See the reference number. Let me just enter 13. All right. And by the side here, I need to select the bank. So, but in this case, we just have one bank. There can be other bank. Let's say Caravana Lounge is paying to a different bank. You just select it as well. You need to also select the dates. The dates. So, selecting the dates, I'll just come in. Let's say the guy is paying on the 20th. Remember, I purchased this around 16th of January. Now he wants to pay on the 20th, so you have to enter the right date. So let's say which invoice is he paying for? Let's take the last invoice for illustration. Okay, let's take the last invoice for illustration. Let's say he's paying this in February 28th. So the last invoice here is 3.3,180,000. So that is what we want to take into consideration. So let's assume that Caravana Lounge is paying the whole of 3,180,000. I will just tick the box here. You see this box that says pay? I'll just tick it. So once I tick it, it means it is receiving all the outstanding of 3,180,000. But I want to take us through how to record discount. What if we are giving discount to Caravana Lounge? Okay, so if we are giving discount to Caravana Lounge, all we need to do is to enter the discount first. Let's say we are giving a discount of 180,000. Okay? So when we enter the discount of 180,000, we will type it with our hand, then tab. When we tab, the system will pick the remaining amount for Caravana Lounge to pay. All right? So after doing that, the next thing is to click on save. Okay? The next thing is to do what? Is to click on save, and it saves automatically. Okay? It saves automatically. However, in some cases, the system might request for us to enter what we call a discount allowed account. A discount allowed account. So if the system requires us to enter a discount allowed account, then we need to link it up to a discount allowed account, because discount allowed is an expense account. All right, that is the amount that will allow our customer not to pay, probably because they are paying on time, or they are making bulk purchase or bulk payment, our whatever the case is. So we would need to record this in our discount allowed account. So after we have done that, we'll now click on save. So once we click on save, automatically this transaction has been saved. So whenever we go back to select Caravana Lounge, you will discover that that particular amount would no longer be showing as an outstanding. All right, that particular amount will no longer be showing as an outstanding. Now, but we still have some other figures here. Let's take another illustration. Let's say we want to receive money on the invoice number 012. Okay, let's say we are receiving, let's say the guy is paying, we are giving him a discount of 500,000. We type the 500,000 and the system will pick the remaining 5 million naira. So if I click on save, okay, it's saying that we must enter a reference number. Okay, let's give reference number 14, and I click on save. It saves automatically. The discount registers in the discount allowed account, and that is how to do what? That is how to record um, receipt of funds from an invoice that have been raised. So this is the end of this video. I hope you have learned something. If you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share. Thank you for watching. See you later.